Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jason and you're watching Jason Jensen Trains. Today we're going to build a kit that I have been wanting to build for so long. Well, since last February when the kit came out. It is from Foscale Models and it is from their Kit of the Month Club. And you guessed it, it is the February kit. It's a small diner. Now, I have been so busy with the layout and with producing kits that I have just not had the time, and I keep putting it off. And today I have a lot of work to do in the shop with fulfilling orders and cutting parts, but in between all that, I'm going to attempt to get this structure built. So please bear with me as I attempt to get this structure put together. Like I said, this is just a great little kit. All right, well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Okay, so here is the kit that we're going to be building. And again, it is from foskits.com. And it is from the Kit of the Month Club. And you can see it is the February kit. Okay, so we have the written instructions and then diagrams to assist on putting it together. And here are the part sheets and the signs for the kit. Okay, so the first thing I did, I took a file after cutting the walls out and filed the edges. I then put some bracing on them, just like the instructions say. Now, I'm going to stain the walls, and I'm using murky brown. I did use a pounce wheel to put nail holes in the walls. I can put a link in the description below so that you can buy these. We're going to stain our strip wood. As you can see, I'm going very thin with the stain. I don't go heavy at all to prevent any warping. Okay, our wood is all stained. Maybe we'll set this aside and move on to our walls here. So I just spray painted these 3 pieces yellow. You know what? I'm going to spray a gray primer on this and then I'll paint the pieces. We're going to be using light avocado. And you know, let me get a gray primer on the rest of this. Let's see. These 3 pieces. Then we can move on to our green because all of this gets painted green. Our trim. Yeah, let me get a gray primer on these. So as you can see, I have the gray primer on all my pieces. Now we're just going to start painting the green. And you could use a sponge, or like I'm doing, I'm just lightly dragging my paintbrush over the walls. I'm looking to see which door is the back door. Okay, this should have been painted yellow. Okay, I'm just going over the green again. Just because when it dried, the gray kind of dulled it. Okay, I'll cut that door off and spray paint that yellow quick. Okay, so I glued the back little structure together. And then I glued this together. And I also put corner trim on these. So now we can glue these together. Again, using the lines on the mat to make sure it's square. Now we have to glue these in place. And there's 4 of them. And they fit right on there. There's little notches, so it does fit in between there. And I'm just kind of guessing where to put them. I suppose you could measure it out and put marks with a pencil where you want them. Okay, this gets fine, maybe something like this. Okay, it's getting there. Slowly, we just got to keep rounding it over. I'm having trouble with the diamonds. I feel like once you got it bent, you'd have to maybe brush over it with some glue, let it dry, and then repaint it, because all those little diamonds are popping up. You don't really want that. Maybe there's an easier way and I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. Okay, so I'm not going to use the roof that came with the kit. I cut the same shape out of some cardboard, and I'm going to use that. Now, this works. It does. And today, I just don't seem to have the patience to make it work. But I think you should probably bend it easier than what I did. I went too extreme with bending it. And if you use super glue on all these and then press it and slowly round it over and hold it, it is fine. So again, now we'll just round this a little bit. And what I need to do is paint the edge and underside of these before I glue them in place. And I'm just going to use green. Okay, what I'm going to do is put a mark in the center of this roof card. Okay, then I put a center mark on here based on the center line that goes down. Now, make sure that you have an equal amount hanging over on the ends. Now we have this little gray piece. It was white. We sprayed it gray. That goes in the front. Now I think I'm going to take black construction paper and cover this, and I'll work my way. Well, I'll just show you. I'm going to start here work my way up, and then start here, work up, and then start at this end and work up so that there's one strip right down the center. Okay, I'm using black construction paper, but I'm going to spray a gray primer on this, then cut it into thin strips and then start to glue them on. Okay, so here are the strips, and they are 3/8 of an inch wide. Now we'll just start to cut these and glue them on. I actually really like the way this gray color looks up against the green. Okay, not bad, I will admit. You know, I've been in a hurry on this entire build, and things usually go harder when, or don't go easily, when you're in a hurry. But I'm getting orders ready. I've been cutting parts. I've been doing a lot of business stuff while working on this, but I am really happy with how this is turning out. It's a very cool kit. Okay, we'll do some dry brushing and put some pigments on it for some dirt. There's two little cupolas that we have to paint green and add to the rooftop. They go just like that. And then there's a sign that says open all night, and that gets put on the roof right there. So we've got a little bit more to do. Then we've got our base. Okay, there's our foundation. Again, we'll double check to make sure that everything lines up before we actually paint it. Now we'll take chalk paint, cocoon, and all we have to do is paint the edges. Really quick, we're going to take bittersweet chocolate, I added quite a bit of rust to these. They're on the back of the structure. Okay, now we'll take a dark brown marker . Okay, what else? Our two cupolas, we have to paint those. We'll spray a primer on them quick and paint those green. Get those put on. Our open sign, there's two little supports for the open sign. I'll have to paint those. And then there is a little chimney, and we'll probably put that in the back. Okay, I thought that smokestack was a little bit big, so I have a thinner one that I could cut down that I 3D printed. Yeah, let's put that right there. I should have poked a hole and stuck that down in there. It would have been stronger. I'm in such a hurry. I should have sprayed a primer on that smokestack. I'll get a primer on these, and then we'll glue them on and paint them. But I'm just painting those cupolas green and leaving the rooftop gray. Alright, we'll quick dry these. We'll do some light dry brushing with desert sand. And I did put a coat of bittersweet chocolate over that smokestack. Okay, you want to turn it around and make sure that they're straight. The colored pencil works great. It's subtle, but it still shows up. Yeah, very nice. Okay, what else? Oh, the red sign. I've got such a mess going on here that... Let me put some of this away before we do the sign. Okay, so I've got some red paint. Getting my brush wet. Now, red is kind of tricky to work with. What I'm doing first is just putting a wash over it. Just a thin coat. And we may have to do this 2 or 3 times to get a solid red. And it doesn't have to be solid. We want it to look like it's maybe old and chipped. But we can come back in with a sponge and add some chipping to it. Okay, make sure it's all covered in between all the letters and little cracks and holes. Right now, we'll blow dry it. Now we'll go a little bit heavier. So it's less water, a little more paint. Okay, just got my brush wet. Now we'll do the last coat. You know, this coat I'm sticking to the center, not doing the edges, and really getting it in between the letters. Okay, now we'll dry this, and then we'll dry brush the white letters. Well, it is finished. I'll take the camera off and give you a closer look. All right, let's take it over to the layout and find a home for it. All right, well, there it is. Now, the plan is to have a winding road that takes you all the way up the hill. And the whole hillside will be full of structures. It will be a beautiful scene because the whole hillside will also have lots of fall trees on it. Now, a lot of the buildings back here are just sitting back here. They don't have a home yet. I just don't have a good set plan yet for this area back here. So they're just sitting there. But let me take the camera off and give you a little closer look. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of work to be done back here. Really, there's a lot of work to be done on the entire layout. And thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey of building this layout. It's such a thrill, and I love sharing it with all of you. All right, that's all we have time for today. A big thank you to all of my Patreons. Without you, this channel is not possible. So thank you all so much. And thank you all for watching and for those of you who have subscribed to the channel. All right, well, until next time, stay motivated, and happy modeling, everyone.